So you're saying that you would like a gentlemanly man, somebody who courts you, takes you on a date, all of these sorts of things?
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit in two minds here because I can hear what you're saying, but then I can see that you're dressed as a cat.
I'm a dog.
And you call yourself a dog.
Woof, yes.
Do you think that that might be a deterrent for a man who is more traditional if you're dressing like a dog?
No, I'm not.
So when you look at a relationship, are you looking at like a pet owner type relationship, or like two dogs in the relationship, or what's your ideal?
A partner who loves and respects me and sees me as an equal that I am.
But you see yourself as an actual dog, right? You said you like to go play fetch.
Woof, yes.
So how does that tie into your relationship? Like, what are you looking for if you're a dog?
I'm looking for somebody to throw me a ball and then also say, oh, hey, I appreciate you, you know.
She wants respect and belly rubs. Good luck with that.
I know guys love to be the new and they don't want to chase, but you have to chase.
Don't mind chase you?
I don't really answer DMs. I don't give them the chance.
Okay, but you want them to chase you, but you're not going to answer them.
Yeah, keep going. One day I will.
One day you will.
Yeah, when you're deserving.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
She's not replying, but a burger might change her mind.
Okay, going to sleep at night.
Yes.
Knowing that you have evicted a family and put them out at risk of homelessness onto the street. You're okay with that?
Yes.
I think there should be empathy for people struggling.
All right, I'll serve a very empathetic eviction notice.
I think homelessness shouldn't exist. I think people should not be homeless.
Sure, and people shouldn't be sick either, and isn't it a shame that people... That's the
Those
world.
are not any... That is not comparable in
It
any
is.
way.
It is.
Absolutely not.
It's the world we live in.
Yeah, of course, people... That's just life. But homelessness is not life. Homelessness is a societal problem. Homelessness is something that we created.
But the thing is, everything you're saying boils down to, I want the government to help me. The government should solve the problems. That's not the real world.
Do you have the answers to everything in the world?
No, but I have the answers to this. It's called a free market. What irritates me is when tenants tell me they can't pay rent because their mom just died. They would never call their energy provider and say, I can't pay my energy bill because my mom died. They would never call Sainsbury's and go in and say, my mom died, can I have free food? Why do they come to me? They prey and leech and use emotional manipulation on struggling landlords with stories of why they can't pay the rent, and it's...
So you're telling me that tenants are the ones who are preying and leeching on
Correct.
land?
Correct.
If she cares so much, why isn't she opening her door?
So, I'm an abolitionist. I believe that equal rights should be given to all human beings, saying, hey, our culture is once again dehumanizing and destroying a set of human beings, and our laws protect it. And I'm arguing with pro-lifers and pro-choicers who disagree with me that abortion should be criminalized. And I'm also advocating for people to vote no on Amendment 4, because if you enshrine the right to murder children in the Florida State Constitution, you are making it impossible to write laws that protect humans equally. Are you opposed to those things?
I'm sorry, I just totally checked out.
Okay.
He dropped truth. She dropped attention.
Men are providers, so go do that job. Go learn a trade. Go do something.
Well, you said that that's all they're good for.
Yeah.
And what are you good for?
A lot of things.
Like?
I'm funny. I'm smart.
You haven't demonstrated that yet.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. I'm a musician. I dance.
You dance?
The list goes on and on.
What a great quality. You can dance. What do you bring to the table, though?
What do I bring to the table?
Yeah.
I'm smart. I'm funny. I'm attractive. I have talents.
I don't know if men are so useless that their only job is to be providing for you. It sounds like you're just a typified eater. Like, I don't know what you're really bringing to the table. You're just kind of consuming resources, right?
I mean, if you want to hear the answer that I could be domesticated and I can cook and clean and do all that, I can.
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is what value are you bringing to society?
By being me.
By being you. I'm enough.
I am enough.
Okay.
She thinks she's enough, but all she's bringing is talk.
A lot of things will be hard for you to comprehend. That's why you're in sex work, because you can't offer value in the marketplace. Don't worry, I'm not really talking to you. I'm speaking against you as a symbol.
A symbol of what?
A symbol of a declining society where people lack values. So the point is this: if you had IQ and skills to offer to the marketplace, you can earn a good income. Being that the most valuable thing about you is something that you never earned. You didn't earn knowledge, you didn't earn skills. It's your breast that you paid for and your butthole. So you market that to earn money, which is to say, if I took your brain and placed your brain into a man's body, you would be impoverished.
I'm just good for nothing. Yep, you caught me.
No, you are good for something. That's why you have OnlyFans. And that's my point, is that
He demolished her, and you could see her pride disappear in real time.
Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct, is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, that maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Okay. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently.
Since when did chromosomes become a matter of opinion?
So I recently told my parents that I may be a little bit romantically interested in women. And that was a big shock for them considering the past 10 years of coming out as gay, then queer, then non-binary, then trans. And I think it was just a bit of a shock. So I tell my dad and he goes, well, I would love to see you get a woman pregnant. And I said, oh, no. She would be getting me pregnant. And then he said, what, do you have a vagina now? And I said, never say never. And then I tell my mom and she goes, I would just love to see you own property one day. And in California, that's sort of, you know, a parent's dream. It's not having kids or getting married. It's are you able to own a house? Wouldn't that be nice?
Pick a lane. Reality isn't a free-for-all.
Are trans women women?
Yes.
Why are they women?
Because they want to be. I think that people can do whatever they want to be. People can be whatever they want to be.
Does that make it true, though?
I think in the terms of being trans, yes, it does.
If trans women are women, then what is a woman?
I think a woman is someone who feels like a woman.
What does a woman feel like?
Well, I don't think you would know. I know that I feel like a woman.
Because you are a woman.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't know what it feels like to be a woman.
But how would a trans woman know what it feels like to be a woman?
Because they wouldn't feel like you, they would feel like me. You can't understand the difference unless you are.
But how would a biological man that identifies as a woman know that they are a woman?
Because they would feel like a woman.
What does feeling like a woman feel like?
They would feel like they're in the wrong body. They wouldn't feel like they wouldn't feel correct in who they are.
But if they feel like they're in the wrong body, does that mean that they are a woman?
By this logic, if I feel like a millionaire, my bank account should agree.
The trans-pushing, gender-affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. And I think the surgery, the gender-affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi Auschwitz level awful.
Finally, some clarity. If gender is based on feelings, how can it change so easily?
Okay.
But gender is a completely different thing.
No, gender is not disconnected from sex. So the idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. And I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. If you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no, I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should not be accepted because they don't really fit in either place?
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
What's that written though? Okay.
In the name Boy Scouts.
If kids are confused about gender, the real issue might be their minds, not biology.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself whatever you want.
Cis men don't menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body menstruated at
If
some
your
point
chromosomes are XX and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of
They're
people here
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example?
science.
When we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely
They
different
are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Sex is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
Wait, trans women menstruate? How? Do they have a uterus?
Same thing with the trans shit. Oh, you're a girl, you're a guy, a trans woman. You're a guy. Now, something happened in your groin area. You know this shit is fucked up. You gotta go to the doctor and you got 10 minutes. Go this way, you go to gynecologist. This way is urologist. Which fucking way you going? You go to gynecologist, your ass is dead. Because she said, I can't do shit for you. You gotta go to the urologist. Now, that's 20 minutes away now, you dead.
Bruh.
That's the bullshit. I ain't buying into the bullshit. People talking about believe my shit because I believe it. You know?
fuck that shit?
Yeah, if that's the shit, then I'm your master. So whenever you call me, my pronoun is your master, or just master. So it's, hey, master, yeah, that's it. If you want me to call you her or him and shit.
In the end, you can't avoid reality. It's either a gynecologist or a urologist. So that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and entertainment.